Hey all, good morning. So today I'm at Channarayana Durga. So I'm doing the Channarayana Durga hill trek. So in the very beginning you have this board which explains some history about this uh, Channarayana Durga hill. So let's continue our trek up this hill. So if you see, there's a public toilet here. So looks like this was built newly. So there's for gents and ladies, right? So that's a very good initiative. Yeah, so that's the restroom. So this has been built newly because I had come last year to this trek, and during that time this restroom was not there. So the restroom is at the base of the hill trek, and this is the temple, and this is the Chennakeshwara temple at the base. So it's closed now. I'm not trying to go near the temple because I'm wearing my shoes, and I guess I need to remove my shoes to go a bit more further there. So I'm just going to skip that. So this is where the trek to the Channarayana Durga starts. So initial section is pretty steep, but then once you cross this initial section, things should be pretty good. So if you see, you have arrow marks, and basically you just have to follow the arrow marks. Just see the gradient in the very beginning, and that's the village at the base. So today I'm going to talk about the history of this hill fort as we go further up the mountain. Yeah, so if you see here, this is where the water has seeped through the grasses there, and it's flowing down this hill. So never ever walk on this watery surface. Yeah, so those sections are pretty slippery, so you'll definitely skid and fall. So never ever walk on those sections. So let's start our actual climb up this Channarayana Durga Fort hill. So I'd been a couple of weeks back to Madhugiri. I completed my Madhugiri trek, and I've recorded the whole my trek from base to peak and then back to base, the complete 2-hour video which I've uploaded in my YouTube channel. And today I'm planning to do something similar. So I'm going to record the complete trek, how much ever duration it might be. I'm going to record that and upload that in my YouTube channel, because what I've seen is a lot of people come and do the trek, but then they don't show the real effort and real pain which someone goes through climbing up these hills. So just look at those mountain ranges and then the town below. There's a lake there, and this is what I'm going to climb now. So let's start again. So guys, as I said in my earlier videos, do wear shoes with good grip, otherwise you won't be able to walk on these slopey surfaces, inclined surfaces so easily. For me, since I'm wearing my Decathlon trekking shoes, I can easily climb this. I mean, it would take effort. So let's climb, shall we? Yeah, so I was talking. I had to stop the recording because I felt like I was going to slip. But I guess now I'm okay. So you just see the views here. It's so green everywhere and a beautiful town. And then a beautiful lake. All the hill ranges. And then we just had the sunrise already. So while coming on the way, I did see the sunrise. So this Channarayana Durga Fort hill is about 100 kilometers from Bengaluru, and it takes about a couple of hours to reach this place. So there is no permission required to do this trek. So you can come anytime during the day and do the trek. So this hill is under the protection of Archaeological Survey of India. So basically ASI is supposed to maintain this place. So you are expected to, not do any illegal activities here. Ensure that you follow all the rules and regulations of ASI. So there's a blue color building which you see. Just beside that they've made a parking area. So it's a paid parking. So I've just parked my car there. So there was no one to take the money. So I guess once I go back, someone would be there and I'm going to pay the money to him. Okay, so let's continue. So I want to keep this as raw as possible. So that's why while I climb up, my breath gets heavy, and even that is getting recorded. So I want that to be recorded actually, because I want the viewers who are watching this video to feel what it takes and what one goes through when we climb some of these slopey sections. So that's one of the fortification layers. Not sure if you are able to see in my camera, but you can already see the Channarayana Durga Fort over there. And this one, if you see here, so I went through some YouTube videos. So it seems this was all in ruins and fallen down, but there's a group which who have been working on restoring some of these ruins here. So this is one of them. So this was in the olden days called Mantapa, basically a rest area for the soldiers. Yeah, so if you see, this is the rest area, historical rest area for the soldiers, but now even the trekkers can use this to rest a bit, I guess. But this is in the very beginning, so I'm not sure how much useful this would be for the trekkers. But if you see here, there's a fortification wall which kind of goes through along this line here, and this is where the rest area is there. So during the olden days, the soldiers used to sit here and take rest, and obviously they had to monitor the whole fort and this section of the fort as well, right? So they had some job to do. Okay, so let's continue our climb up this hill. Just look at the views. There was supposed to be a dustbin here, but it's missing. got to be careful of this cactus. There might be thorns in it. So that's the arrow mark. So this is the most slopey section of this hill. So once you cross this, you should be good. So be careful on this section. If you are with kids or elderly people, ensure that you're supporting them. So just look at the views. I hope you're able to see. So when I reached this place, there was a big bus. There was a bus and then few cars at the parking area. So I guess those are the people who have already climbed up this hill, and then most probably they are already at the summit there. I can keep looking at this view for all day, I guess, but I need to still cover a lot, so I have to keep moving. Let's continue our climb up. Got to be careful of this cactus. There might be thorns in it. So that's the arrow mark. So this is the most slopey section of this hill. So once you cross this, you should be good. So be careful on this section. If you are with kids or elderly people, ensure that you're supporting them. Okay, so I'm not going to talk any further until I cross this slopey section. So most of the initial slope sections I've covered. It takes about maybe 10 minutes to cross this initial slope section. So that's a sunrise which is happening there. Actually sun has already risen, and that's the fort, middle layer of the fort section, which you are able to see now. Okay, so let's continue again. See this, guys, this is a pretty massive ridge of stone, and this is also massive stone section. So basically this complete hill, maybe 80% is fully made of stone. So we can call this as a one of the biggest monolith, stone monolith. So Madhugiri is the Asia's second largest monolith, which is about half an hour drive from here. So very close to Madhugiri we have this Channarayana Durga Fort, which is also a big chunk of rock. Just look at those massive ridges. And I've seen information in web and YouTube videos that the lower sections of those ridges, they have cave formations, so you can kind of crawl through inside and go inside and check out the caves, but then that is not advisable because there might be wild animals, insects, etc., and you don't want to be get bitten by any of those. But this section is a very good place to sit and relax if you are doing the hike during the day, because sun, which is there right now, would come up here, right? So all the sun rays would fall on this stone surface, and that would be pretty hot during the daytime. So I've seen a lot of trekkers sitting there and relaxing for some time before they continue their trek up again, or while descending they take a break in this section. But you don't have to go deep inside, just sit near the ridge, you will get enough shade. Okay, one last view, or one more view of the surrounding hills and the town, and let's continue again. Hey, what is this? Okay, looks like someone has left the cap here. It's looking good. Maybe I can use it. Yeah, it's fitting me properly. Just look at those stone ridges. So guys, as I walk up this hill and as I keep talking, my throat is getting dried up, my lips are getting dried up because of the air here. I need to sip water in between frequently. And my breath is also getting high again. But this is nowhere near the Madhugiri hill. What I meant to say, nowhere near the difficulty level of Madhugiri hill. So that's the slopey section which I just crossed, and that's a pretty massive stony ridge. The lake is much more visible now. The town is much more visible now as well, and you can see the fort structure. Let's keep climbing. So I've completed the second slopey section. So I've reached the fourth section now, and if you see there, that's the gate number 1. So now time to talk about the history of this place a little bit. So this was commissioned by Mummudi Chikkappa Gowda. So Mummudi Chikkappa Gowda was a local Palegara or a local ruler who ruled this area. So basically he had his main base at the Madhugiri hill fort. That's where he used to run his local empire. So what happened was he had 3 children. So a couple of them died pretty early in their age, and after that Chikkappa Gowda and along with his other son Sapendra, so they built this Channarayana Durga hill fort in memory of those 2 other kids who died early in their age. So one of the kids' name was Channappa Gowda, and that's how this hill and the fort also got its name as Channarayana Durga Fort. So this hill fort changed hand throughout its history. So as I said, Chikkappa Gowda ruled this fort, and after that it changed hand between multiple people. Went to Marathas for some time, went to Mysore kingdom for some time, and then Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan as well sometime, and lastly it went to British Empire. So that's when British Empire defeated Mysore kingdom, right? So that's when all the hill forts of this region transferred to Britishers, and Britishers basically looked into this hill fort and decided that they are not going to use this anymore, because to use this, to maintain this would have been pretty expensive for them, and they did not find a reason to do that. So they pretty much shifted their base, or continued to have their base in Mysore and central part of Bengaluru and so on, right? So that's what happened. Okay, so let's start or continue our hill climb up. Yeah, just be careful around this section. So that's the arrow mark. And this is the first gate. So you see here, not sure if you are able to see, but this is written in Marathi. So when the Marathas defeated the local rulers here, They ruled this fort for a period of about 7 to 10 years, and so this is kind of a shashana, right? That's what it's called in local language. Now, not able to get the English word for that, or a kind of a rule or the law which they have inscribed here. And then on top, I can see some kind of a frog shape structure. I guess I took enough break. So just met a bunch of folks who have come from Trip Bay. So that's a trekking company. So I guess 20 of them had come to this hill trek, and they did the sunrise trek. So they came at 4 o'clock in the morning, and they did see a good sunrise, it seems. So this is the gate number 1, and that's where the Marathi Sashana is written. That's what I showed you some time back. And this is the gate. So this gate has been renovated. So there's a local group, who have been kind of renovating some of the ruins on this hill fort. So this is one of them. So if you see, this is a stone structure, and then a little bit structure made from cement and mortar, brick and mortar, and then they have painted it with sunna. Okay, let's continue. So that's the gate. So that's the kind of rest area for the folks or the security guys who were manning this gate. And this is where during the olden days they used to keep the diyas. Right, at that time there was no light, so the whole hill fort would have been so dark in the night, and just having few diyas for the light, just imagine how scary that would have been. And this is the opening for the grooves, or the grooves for the doors. So this is where the doors would have been fitted, and here as well. Forgot to show you this symbol here. So that's the kind of flower or a Kamala symbol. So every gate on these hill forts would have some kind of symbol on top of it, and this is how the folks during the olden days used to recognize which gate they are. So as I was saying, so one guy who's standing at this gate could easily tell his location to another guy who is somewhere on this fort, shouting on top of his voice that I'm at this Kamala gate and so on, right? So that's why all this gate had some symbols. It's similar to the gate number which we have right now, right, in nowadays. So we'll have gate number 1, 2, 3, blah blah whatnot, right? So same way during the olden days, that was their technique to identify the gates basically. So I've come inside the gate number 1, and if you see, there's a big stone fortification, and this forms kind of a U shape, and there is a reason for that, right? Yeah, so as the entrance is not straight and a bit curved, this helps in security purposes, as if there are attacking soldiers, they can't just burst through in, but they have to walk in a zigzag fashion, and that slows them down, and that also gives the soldiers at the fort to protect their fort, and basically it gives them time to take care of the measures to stop the attack. So this looks like a temple here. So that's the Nandi here. So I believe there would have been a Ishvara temple here, but I don't see anything here right now, so everything is gone, but the structure of the temple itself seems to be intact. And that's the gate number 2. So look at that, that's pretty massive gate. So let's go in. So that's the daily use door, and this is the main door. As I said, main door would generally be closed and folks would be using the daily use door. So this looks pretty ruined now. I'm not going to go inside, but the main door would only be used if the royal person is coming in or out, or if there is some massive goods etc. which is being bought into the fort. Otherwise that would be generally closed and the smaller doors would be used. So here also you can see those round holes made for installing the pillars of the doors. So I've come inside the gate number 2, and once you come inside the gate number 2 you see a pretty massive stony area. That's the final level of fortification, and then you see a lot of mantapas and rooms here. So there's a fortification section here as well, and then that's the granary, the round one, and that's the temple. Just across the temple there's a big pond. So I'm going to go there, but before that let me try exploring this section here. So this is the resting area for the soldiers or the Mantapa, and I'm just trying to walk up this. So what is this? Not exactly sure what this was used for, but if I come here I get the fort walls, and that's the view from here. Okay, I can go up a bit more. It's taking me right up the Mantapa section. Wow, this is cool. Okay, just look at that. The petal shapes. So all this petal shaped structure, brick and mortar structure, was built during the Tipu Sultan and Hyder Ali days, and post that. And all the stony structures, the fort, the main fort, so on, that would have been built by the Chikka Pagoda and Sons. Yeah, that's a good name for them or their company. So that's the again some kind of room here which is completely gone, and only the base or the foundation seems to be intact, and the rest all is gone. Okay, so let's continue our climb up this hill, but before that I need to get down. One good thing now is, for now it is pretty kind of flat surface, so I am able to breathe normally, but I still have a lot to cover. So let's go near the pond and the temple and the granary section. Just look at the lake. It's so beautiful. That's the temple. So I took some break here, met few folks, was talking to them, and those guys left. So now I'm going to, basically I'm going back to my journey on this climb up the hill. So this is the beautiful lake or the pond. That's a temple and a granary. So if you see here, so the natural formation of the stone is sloping down here, and then it's kind of forming a bowl kind of shape, and this was a good location to store the water. So and then if you see, there's a fortification wall there, right? So if you see, that wall was not there earlier, so if they've not built that wall, this water wouldn't have been stored here. So they've built that wall. It goes all through that section there, all through this section. So it's completely kind of a U shape, and that's the main reason why this water is stored here. So it's basically pretty much a dam which they constructed during those days. So it's a good planning which they have done. And I've seen a lot of videos of people saying that this pond never dries up, so it always has water even during the peak summer months. That's the temple. This temple would have been easily close to 400 to 500 years old. Just look at the carvings. That's the Ganesha temple or the Ganesha statue, and right there if you see, people have dug up. They guess they are looking for some hidden treasure. So that's the state of pretty much all the fort temples or the four structures, people looking for treasure and damaging the historical places. Just look at the length of these bricks. So during those days, bricks were longer and thinner compared to nowadays. I guess this would have been giving a very good stable structure as well. And this is the lime mortar. So all the during those days there was no cement, right? So they used to use lime. So basically they used to crush the limestone, make it into a powder, and then mix it with water, make it into a plaster, and then use that for construction. It's a temple from behind. It's a granary. Pretty smelly. I'm not going to go inside. That's the pillar and the column supporting the granary. This is where they used to store food items during the olden days. Let's continue. That's the next gate, but I'm not going to go there now. I want to explore this section a bit. So that looks like an entrance. And nothing much is left of the entrance. So that's the entrance to the temple. That's the Garuda statue. So most probably this is a Vishnu temple. That's the gate. Look at this. They've completely broken this. Such a nice carving. They've placed some deity. I'm not able to recognize what that is. So basically a man and woman sitting posture and doing a namaste. So I'm not sure what that is. So that's the brick historical and this is the Mantapa. So look at that, it's so symmetrical. So I took some break here, had to charge my action camera as I don't have spare batteries, so I used my power bank to charge the battery of action camera a bit. So this is the entrance to the temple. So if you see that curved structure there, right, so I think they have constructed that to store the water. So water flowing from this area would kind of get collected there. So I was able to recognize that when I was standing there. So sometimes when you explore the mountains or to explore the hills, where you stand matters, because that's when you get some perspective about the places here. So that's the granary and the temple and the pond, and then there's again one more water storage area, and that's the next gate. So gate 1, 2, gate number 3. So let me keep climbing. On the way down I'll explore more, but I guess I don't have much time. It's already 9 a.m. and sun is pretty hot. That's a fort wall. Look at the route. So these days they have been built pretty new. It's all cement work. So it seems this section had completely fallen down and people had great difficulty to walk up here. So now I guess we can easily walk. Gate number 3. It's a pretty big bastion or buruju or watchtower. I'll explore that on the way down. So this section, this has kind of fallen down. This is the gate. Gate number 4. On the way up, there are more gates. Rest area. That section has fallen down. This section has fallen down. Everything is pretty much gone. Let's continue. That's the gate. Slopey section. That's the final level of fortification. That's where I need to go. So I'm trying to keep this recording as raw as possible. So you'll hear my high breaths. And while you climb these mountains, it's generally cold in the morning and windy as well. So your nose starts running. So you might have heard that as well. So I'm not cutting anything because, as I said, I want it to be as raw as possible, and with as less edits as possible, I can reduce my work as well in terms of editing. So this flower looks interesting. That's the final fort structure. There's a pretty massive, I think, fort walls, I guess. So I'm going to explore all these sections when I come back. So let's continue. Just look at that. So it has become windy as well, but nothing to worry about. So I guess this is where some water gets collected, because there's huge slope there, slope here, slope there. So this is a good location for water storage. And this is some fort wall. So let's continue. Let me go here pretty quick. So I guess these are rooms for the royal people or the folks working here. So that's I suppose the main entrance to this fort. I'll explore that when I come down. Look at that. So how well they would have planned, right, the architecture. They would have come here, explored the mountains, found out which sections they have to build the wall, where they have to build the gate, how many layers of fortification we need. Really, I'm impressed by the architects of those days. I guess I'll stop here to take few snaps, and then I'll continue my walk up there. Yep, so I took some break, so I'm going to continue my hike up. So some garbage here. So there's a dustbin here. So makes sense for some garbage to be here. I guess this is cleaned on a periodic basis by the folks who are maintaining this hill. So those folks are not from the government, but then they are people who care about these mountains. So it's some good initiative which those folks have taken. I also go on multiple treks where we just do the cleanup. So we bring back all the plastic items thrown by other people on the hills to the base and ensure that it gets disposed of in a safe manner. But today I can't do that because I'm all alone and I'm doing the vlogging as well. So when I come for vlogging, it's dedicated for that. So if you have seen some of my other videos, these flowers are very common in all the surrounding hills of Tumkur. Okay, this is one steep stairs, but nothing like Madhugiri. So this is the second time I am coming to this mountain. The first time was about a year or so back. I remember vaguely, but then some of it feels new to me as well. So this is gate number 5, I guess. No rest area, so pretty much gate on the fort walls. We still have to do a lot of climbing. Gate 6. See this is having some spiral shape. So this is the spiral gate. There are some statues here. Again, no resting place, purely a gate formed across the fort walls. So I've reached almost reaching the summit. So before going there, let me quickly explore what do we have here. So massive watchtower. This is the opening for cannon fireballs. So this hill and the Madhugiri hill during the Tipu rule, this was used for making armories. It's a gecko. So they used to make gunpowder and maybe pellets and item used in cannon fireballs. So this is again one more massive watchtower. I think the wall area have gone away. Okay, look at the surrounding hills. I hope it is coming correctly in my camera. There's a door there as well. So I've put CPL filter on my camera. I hope the colors and then the video itself is coming good, even though there's pretty harsh sunlight now. Okay, shall we go up the final section of the hill? So that's how the names also have come. So Madhugiri would have been called something else, but then in Kannada they call Madhu. That means some kind of gunpowder. So that used to be prepared or made. So they had factories on these hilltops, both in Madhugiri and Channarayana Durga. So that's how the Madhugiri got its name. One of the names, one of the reason for getting that name, Madhugiri. Some says they used to see a lot of honeycombs there. So again, that's in Kannada called Madhu, and that's how it got the Madhugiri name. So Channarayana Durga, there's no confusion. It's named after the Channapagoda, the son of Chikkapagoda. So this seems to be the final gate. So after this children's of Chikkapagoda, it went to another person. So as I said, it went to another person. His name was Kallapagoda, and then it went to his two sons. So what happened was his two sons kind of fought for this hill fort, and one of them tried to take help from Mysore Kingdom, and that's when Mysore Kingdom soldiers came here, and they attacked this fort and captured it, and they did not give it to any of the sons. So Kallapagoda's sons who fought for this fort were imprisoned, and Mysore Kingdom took the control of this fort. So that's why we always say, when you try to involve a third person in two people fight, it's always the third person who gains. So that's the Madhugiri. That's the Asia's second largest monolithic stone structure. So that's the mountain I'd been to a couple of weeks back, and that's what I put in my YouTube channel as well. So that's a 2 hours video from base to base, so complete experience. So I guess if you have not watched that, you should watch that. It feels as if we are doing the trek, and if you watch that in a big TV, right, big screen, the experience is another level. So that was my first time vlogging, so excuse me for mistakes on that vlog, but we have to start at some time, right? So I just did that. So all this red color brick and mortar parapet wall, so this was built during the Tipu Sultan and Hyderabad rule, and below that you have the stone structure, and that was during the Chikkapagoda and Sons company rule. So here I can see another storage area for water. So if you see, they have built that wall, and all the water, due to it being a downhill, would have got collected there. So I'm going to take a break here again, and we'll continue going inside that gate. I guess that's the final gate, or I can go from there as well. So I'll decide where to go. I guess this is the final gate, but I'm not going in here. I'll go from here. I can go from here also, but I have to climb a little bit. So let me go here. So look at those steps here. I have to go there. I'll go there later. So I thought there'll be no one on the summit, but there are quite a few folks here. So that's the summit, and this is the door or the gate which I did not come, but I want to go now. There's a lot of vegetation here. See, this brick and mortar wall looks so cool, yeah, so symmetric. How they used to make this bricks. So as I said, all the stone structure are previous to either Delhi and Tipu rule. A nice little gate. So I have to bend down a little bit. Okay, so this is the fortification which you see here. I'm going to walk around the fort walls, but before that, let me walk on this flatty surface. So this is the summit of Channarayana Durga. So that's a place where again water is getting collected. So this will be used by the folks who are staying right up this hilltop. Look at that. So the tree has grown along the fort wall. It looks so cool. So someone has cooked food here. So it's chosen a good location because if you see, it's at the corner and there's no chance of wind coming or wind blowing up and dousing the fire. This section has fallen down. So I am at the cornermost place of this summit of Channarayana Durga. It's like a trapezium shape, I guess. So it kind of narrows down from that white section over there. And this is the parapet wall built during the Tipu rule. So this part of the fort is broken down and look at the views here. What a view. So I'm walking along the most so I'm walking along the edge of this fort wall. Sorry, I was not getting the word. So it looks so cool. I hope you can see what I'm seeing. So this is where this section kind of ends. So I have to walk this way. I think there was something here, some kind of entrance there, but I'm not able to see that. So there's a lot of folks there. I can't record there, so I'll go back. I'll come back there later. Okay, now let me explore that side. I'm not going to climb this, but it can be climbed if you don't have any bag or luggage with you. I can get down from here itself, so I unnecessarily went that side. Yeah. So I already got a lot of photos of this tree. I'm not going to take more pics. That's a gecko. So there are stairs here. I can climb this. I could have gone from there also, but that would involve a little bit of climbing. So that's one more entrance. So this is the side from which we came up. Look at these flowers. And that one. Look at the views. That's the lake. But let me keep walking on this fort wall. Look at the view. Okay, so I'm getting down this section of the wall. So that's the town view and all the fortifications view, pond and temple and so on. So I think I'm going to start my descent back. It's already 10 a.m. if you can see in my watch. But before going down, I want to show you one of the interesting places of this summit. I couldn't go there earlier because in that section there were a lot of folks standing and talking, so I didn't want to take the video then. So let's go down. So most of the folks who were on the summit have started their descent down, and I just saw two people coming in. So this is where so this is the whole summit area, and this is where I came in, and you could have come from here as well, right? But I did not take that. So this is where I came in. So I want to explore the walls here because there's something interesting I want to show you. So can you guess what is this? I guess you would have guessed this by now. So this is the restroom of those days. So if you can see, there's a place to sit and do your business, and everything falls or goes down the mountain slopes. So this was the bathroom of those days. Pretty interesting, right? So this is what I wanted to show you, and this is the cool looking fort walls. That is Madhugiri Hill. Looks pretty massive from here as well. So that's the entrance, and this is the summit. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go down from here. not here. Okay, let me go from here. So this officially starts my descent back from Channarayana Durga Hill Fort. So that's the place where water gets stored. You can just see, right? So whenever you come to any fort, you can yourself identify. So there's a wall, curved wall, which is built just near a stony section, slopey section, right? So all the water flowing down from here would have got collected here, and because of that wall, it wouldn't have gone down further, right? So this is the water storage tank, and this is how even you can identify when you go to some other forts or other hill forts, right? So you can also use the same logic and identify where the waters are getting stored. So great view from here as well. I think I should take some snaps here. There are monkeys there, so I'm not going to go there. So let me just keep walking down. So officially this is the first gate on the way back down. So there's a gate in that fort wall also, but then that's just the exit of the fort wall. This is the actual first gate. Okay, the spiral gate. This is just a watchtower, and this is how it looks from here. Okay, let's continue. Doesn't have any symbol, so there is no name for this gate. So here we have pretty cheap step section for this fort. So let's explore this bastion. So this is the Burju in Kannada, or the watchtower in English. It's a big one for this fort. A lot of rooms here. Okay, so all these seems to be some rooms of all the soldiers, the royal members, the commanders. You know, they used to stay here, I guess. There's one more watchtower there, but I'm not going to go there. So this is the, I guess, the main entrance to this fort. This is not in use anymore. Resting area for soldiers. Let's see if this gate has any name to it. Okay, so if you see, this one has like a petal shaped flower. So this is the petal gate. So I saw the Kamala gate, the petal gate, and then the spiral gate. So this is the petal gate, and I guess this is the main entrance. This used to be the main entrance to this fort. So the way which we have come up this morning, that is the backside entry. So just imagine, would the royal people walk on those slopes to get into the mountain? Never. So they would have got these stairs. So this one doesn't have any symbol. What's there here? Again, some fortification wall. This wall has fallen down, and this keeps going down. I don't know where it's going to lead me to. Oh wow. So there are no stairs here. All the stairs are also gone. Whoa. That was a wobbly stone. There's nothing here. I need to go back on top of this wobbly stone again. And then through some thick vegetation. So I went down there thinking that that would be the actual stage section to climb up this hill mountain, but I couldn't figure out the additional stage section because it kind of led me to a dead end. So now going through the quarters of the soldiers or the people staying here. See, only the foundation is left. Everything else is gone. And this foundation looks cool. Oh, there is one exit there. A secret door, maybe. I thought I can go down from here, but I guess I have to go back. That's sad, considering that I don't want to walk additional steps anymore. Need to conserve my energy as well. So going back from this quarters, can I go like this? Yeah, we have steps here. So one good thing was it was a bit sunny during my climb when I almost reached the summit, but now there are clouds, so that is helping me. And if you can see, it has become a bit windy as well. My throat is getting dried up, my lips are getting dried up, but for some reason I don't seem to be having a running nose today. Was that the same gate I saw from there? Yeah, probably. So goodbye to the summit of Channarayana Durga, and thank you to Chikka Pagoda and Sons for constructing this fort 400 to 500 years back, which is kind of inspiring today for people like us to climb up this mountain, see the hill fort, learn a little bit of the history of the fort, and get some exercise as well. So what is there? Looks like a water collecting point. Okay, I continue my descent. The pace of descent is higher than the ascent, so this seems to be one of the main gates and rest area, right? So it's pretty massive, but it is kind of in ruins as well. So that section is gone. Oh, and then if you see here, there's a crack. This can fall anytime. So if you're coming here, be careful at this gate. So the gate name is, wow, there is no gate. I can't see any symbol here, So I guess I have to move on. Fortification, walls, nothing much. Got to go down. So this I guess is third or fourth gate from the summit. That's the day to day door. It comes over there. But there's no day to day door. Okay, there could have been there, but I think it's not there. Or maybe it was there, it was closed, I'm not sure. But I don't see day to day door. Yeah, it is not possible to build because this is in some good height. There's no symbol on the top, but then there are some symbol here and here. So newly constructed stairs in cement by the folks who are maintaining this hill fort. Special thank you to them. So one thing I really don't understand is this protruding sections, because I saw this in the Madhugiri hill as well. So I'm not sure why this is done like this, because the attacking soldiers can try to climb this and go up, right? So all intention is to prevent the attacking soldiers to climb up the hill or this fort walls. But if you have this kind of sections, then they can tie some rope, or they would be good in mountain climbing anyway, because soldiers of those days, that is a primary skill for them, right? So they could have easily climbed this. So if anybody knows why that's done, please drop a comment in my video. It would be good to know. Some small stairs. Time is now 10:37. I spent a lot on this mountain. I'm going to make a time lapse here. I have to spend a bit more. So that's a granary. So this is where there is a store, all their food grains, etc. It's looking so cool. Okay, so I kind of took a break here, and I tried a time lapse. I hope that has come good. So this is the temple. So looks like that's the Nandi statue. I can see a bull shaped figure, but then the head is gone. So if you see both the statue, the head is gone. So I guess folks who attacked this hill fort, they would have destroyed this. Ooh. Let's have a look at the pond once more. So that's the dam. And a beautiful pond. A beautiful temple. Let's continue. So that's another main gate. All this blacky section on the stone, that's where water over the years has seeped, and those sections are pretty slippery, but now it is dried up, so you can walk on them, not an issue. So this is another main gate. The U-shaped fort walls, a temple, and we have come to the first gate.
On the rock.
One goodbye to the outer section of this fort layer. So this fort has 7 layers of fortification. It starts from the base of the hill pretty much, and then they keep adding layers to it. So each layer is manned by people, and the number of layers is kind of equal to number of higher protection for each fort wall. So 7 layer is a good number. In Kannada, this used to be called Yolu Suttina Kote as well. So there was a movie, there were many old Kannada movie which was shot here. One of them was of Dr. Vishnu Vardhan, sorry. And I guess his wife, I forgot her name. But then I heard that particular film shooting took almost 4 to 5 months, and they used to keep coming here on this hill fort every day, because the whole story of that movie was based on a theme related to this hill fort. So nothing related to history, but then some kind of reincarnation, etc. So those, that type of story. Okay, now this is the slopey section on the return way down, so be careful here. Walk as slowly as possible. Take the help of those ridges and grooves. If you walk in a zigzag fashion, then you won't feel the gradient of this hill, and there would be less pressure on your toes. If you get confused, just look for those arrows. Those arrows will show you the way down. So that's the arrow there, and that's the stony ridgy section with cave underneath, and that's where you can take some rest. So I like this particular stony section a lot. Look at the view. What a view. Okay, I took some break here to record another time lapse. So that's pretty cool. Just look at that stony section. So this is where I got a cap which I am wearing right now. That helped me a lot. It protected me from the sun. So right now, if you see, we got some sun. It's a gecko baby. The arrow marks. So again, thanks to folks who have put this arrow mark. This helps the trekkers or the folks who are coming here for the first time, and folks who are coming alone. So it helps them a lot. If you are coming in a group, then someone is there to lead you, so you can just follow them and keep walking. So I hope I was able to cover the history of this fort a little bit, and I guess the views, you are already seeing that. Some folks are climbing now. Not a good time. It's 11 o'clock and it is sunny again, even though there are clouds in between, but always better to climb early in the morning so that you can either see the sunrise or you get couple of hours. Okay, there's a stone section which is cracked here. So these guys are standing here, so I guess this is the way down. Yeah, there's the arrow mark. So just follow the arrow mark. And while going down, while descending, lean towards the back. Don't lean forward. If you lean towards the back, you will get a good balance. You will get a center of, your body will have a center of gravity and you can walk normally then. But if you lean forward, then you will feel like rolling down. So just lean a little bit backwards. And anyway, if you are carrying a bag, the weight of the bag also helps to lean backward, so that also will support you. Same way, while climbing up, you got to lean a little bit forward. So thanks to Imuri Chikkappa Goda and his sons for constructing this hill fort. Look at the descent, look at the gradient, look at the fort. See that fort section completely gone. Maybe a cannon fireball would have got hit. No, it would have got hit with a cannon fireball somewhere from the town by the Marathas or Mysore kingdom soldiers basically. looks interesting. Okay, I think I need to walk a little bit zigzag fashion now because this gradient is kind of weird here. So no, don't walk here, walk here. So this brownie section, so this has some ridges, so you can take help of those ridges. So what I was trying to say was, if you're coming with kids or elderly people, ensure that you are with them and helping them climb and descend this mountain. Never leave them unattended or alone, because if something untoward incident happens, then you can imagine there's no one to bring you down this hill. So I was getting a feedback saying that the video which I uploaded for Madhugiri hill is very long, so it's almost 2 hours actually, but I wanted to keep it that way because I don't want thousands of viewers on that video. I want genuine trekkers who are going to climb that hill to get a feeling how it would be when they go to climb that hill. And also there are many people who may not be able to climb that hill because of various reasons, so I want them to experience the minute by minute experience or the feeling of climbing that hill. So that's why I've kept it so long, so it's hardly any cuts, uncut, raw video as I climb. So this part is pretty smooth, so I'm just trying to walk in a zigzag fashion now. So that's the arrow mark. The sun is beating on me now. Good that I'm going back. Again, lot of houses all colored in blue or has blue roof. So I guess that's because they have the tin roof which is in blue color. Bit slopey here, but I guess it's manageable for me. So we are almost at the base now. That's the Mantapa or the rest area for the soldiers. And now the trekkers, that's the dustbin which is gone. I think the folks who clean it up have taken the dustbin itself back down. So maybe they are not using a cover to replace the trash. That's a fort mountain or the forts. So now once I go back to the base, I'll show you the parking area, and we need to pay up. So that's the Mantapa. So we need to pay up, as in the morning there was no one there. So once I move on from there, I'll go to a restaurant called Adge Mane, which is very near to this place, around 20 minutes on the way, and that is just adjacent to Madhugiri Hill. So if you see for the surrounding area, that restaurant Adge Mane seems to be good, and we had a couple of times some food there, and that was good. So if you are coming to Channarayana Durga Hill Fort trekking or Madhugiri Hill Fort trekking, then you should try having your brunch in Adge Mane. Okay guys, I am at the final sections of the descent. Where is arrow mark? It can't be there. So it has to be there. That's where the temple is. So I'll go from here. This mountain, right? So the very initial section is crazy angle, and if someone is not used to walking on these slopey sections, they will feel very scared to climb. So this is my first hill mountain which I climbed, and for me, I was damn scared when I did it for the first time. So I guess I'll just go across the edges there and then walk down, because if anything happens, I can just take support of those rocks and trees and shrubs. Yeah, this part is better. I can see the arrow symbol. So you have to go here, take a left, and then go up. So this morning, when I started recording and talking, my talking or the vlog or whatever I was talking was not coming out any better. You know, it was not coming out good. Even 5% was okay for me, but even that was not going through. But I guess as I kept talking, kept climbing up, and then the descent, I guess I'm able to talk normally. Words are coming normally, and I'm able to tell some stories, I hope. I saw a couple who are going up now. Not sure why they came so late. Okay, if you can see, I'm down this slope, and I'm also down the hill. So this auntie is going to ask me money. This is what happens generally. So the temple is open now. I think this is Chennakeshwara. So there's a board here which mentions the pay and park. So you got to pay around 50 rupees for car, and this is where the parking is done. So bikes are parked here, and then cars as well. So there's a water purifier station there, so that's where you need to come and park. So they neatly clean this area and parked, so don't forget to pay the money to the local guys, because there's some money which they can earn, right? So 50 rupees is not a big deal, so always ensure you pay up the local guys. So many bikes and cars. So that's the end of my vlog for this hill fort trekking. So until next trek, peace out.